Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. In the previous video, or one of the previous videos, we did Rune Dragons and how good of a task we were. Now, lucky for us, we're just going to go and get another task from Lanika, and she's actually gave us dragons with the use of a Slayer token. Now, while Rune Dragons were very good, we made massive profit on that last task. There is another form of dragons which are making quite a bit of profit on this episode, and that is going to be Addy Dragons. Now, first and foremost, Addy Dragons are not better than Rune Dragons. Rune Dragons are by far better money. In terms of Slayer XP, Addy Dragons are going to give you 655 XP per kill. Not great, but considering you only need one Slayer to do it, it is a chance to get some decent Slayer XP at a lower level. And as well, they've been killed under dragon tasks as well. If you're at a lower level and you get normal dragon tasks, they can be done for this. Now, unlike the Rune Dragons where you needed to use Dragon Bane ammunition is just simply a benefit here. They are weak to mage. I am going to use Dragon Bane ammunition because I did make some of the Dragon Bane normal arrows by accident. And I think this would be a good place to go and try them out as well. In terms of charms, overly not the best. Again, green are going to be the best ones. Then we do drop them in sets 4. So they will rack up over the amount of kills you do. In terms of normal drops, not great. Although not compared to the Rune Dragon one, which again was not the best in the world. They're actually not a lot worse. It's mainly like the higher tier drops. You miss out on the scales and stuff like that, which will really bump you up. And obviously the price of the bones is slightly less with Addy Dragons. So where to kill them? They are actually located in the Brimhaven dungeon near Steels and Irons. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the bank now, just slightly re-gear from the previous episode. We are going to still take our range setup, but I'm going to transfer out the Jazz Dragon Bane arrows for normal Dragon Bane arrows. Because you surely just don't need that for DPS because you do lose quite a lot on a task. So we're going to throw them in. Again, pretty much similar setup. We've still got pendants left over from our Rune Dragon task. So we're going to be using that because we don't want to be crushing the bones, because the bones is where a lot of the profit is. In terms of overload, you could probably get away with a holy overload and a like wormfire or dragonfire potion. I'm still going to take salves just because I've got them. A really quick teleport here is Dungeoneer and Runescape. However, if you do have any dragon trinkets left, especially metallic dragon trinkets, these can be something which will be very worthwhile as well. Now, these trinkets are something which is sort of very niche and do come into like treasure hunts every now and then. What it can do is give you additional Slayer XP, no items, finish final blow, or teleport you to metallic dragon locations. So if you don't have the 120 cape, it will get you to Steel and Iron Dragons in Brimhaven. But I think that's pretty much all we're going to need. I'm just going to drop these stone spirits. Now it's going to cost you 5 trinkets, but it will pretty much teleport you anywhere. Again, it can teleport you to Rune Dragons, which is not too bad. Let's go to Adamant. Now, if you didn't know where Adamants are, I'll just go out of the exits again. They are just here in the Brimhaven dungeon, near where the Red Dragons and the Iron and Steel Dragons are over here as well. You are going to have to run past these. So it's the Fire Dragons to the Black Demons and then to the Iron and Steels. But again, it's noted as a dungeon and this is where you can go down. And it does say the Adamant Dragon dungeon as well. So as you can see, plenty of Addy Dragons here, which is pretty nice. It means you get quite a few kills. So we're just going to go through the magic barriers, trying to see which one has the most. So we're going to overload up. These are aggressive by the look of it as well, which is nice. Kind of want to stand in the middle and put on your normal prayers and then pretty much go to work. So Rune Dragons weren't overly AFK. There were like sort of aspects when they would gang up, especially when you caught the attention with a ricochet or something and cause you quite a bit of damage. As you can see here, taking quite a bit of range damage, but let's see if I can out heal them with the deeps. So there is our first hardened dragon bone, 36.9k each. I'm actually going to withdraw 1.8 mil as well from my cash stack at some point. Or we can just remember 1.8 mil is what I had left over from the Rune Dragon video, because we will be alking a small Addy plate each kill, along with any extra drops they've got to throw in as well. Now, Addy Dragons do use all 3 combat styles, so you do need to be careful because they will cause you some form of grief at some point. It actually might be better as well to use Vampirism and use prayer potions, but again, you need to get that combo set up right for you. The only thing I would say, if you are going to range, make sure you're away from melee distance, and if you are going to mage, make sure you are in melee distance. And that's just to cover the combat trial, which they do have access to all 3 of. Now, the level 60 Dragon Bane arrows are actually doing some work here. After I've sort of like got into my rotation and stuff, and now the aggression is down from all of them, I'm definitely like recovering my HP with Soul Split, which in the first couple of kills I was struggling, but now I'm sort of where I need to be. This shouldn't be too much fun at all. Would I bring an aggression potion? Probably not. I think things like Ricochet would mean I can get what I need in terms of aggression without getting too much attention. Right, now I'm settled in. Nothing's really happening in terms of damage or drops. So if anything does massive happen drop-wise, I'll come back to you. If not, I'm just going to go and work my way through 122 dragons, come back with any big changes, come back with any big happenings, else we'll be looking to round up. But yeah, in terms of sort of a monster to kill, these aren't too bad. They're very chill. Obviously, I'm a max main, so I don't think they cause me much problems. If you were a lower level, they might give you a bit of trouble, just because they do use all the combat triangle. So yeah, I'll be a bit interested to see like how they do on a mid-level. Maybe when a noob account's sort of mid-level, we can go give these a try slaying, because I think the triple combat system will mean they do slap you up a little bit. However, in terms of a max level 99 to 120 slayer monster, depending on the price for the bones, which we will check at the end of the video, if these are similar to Rune Dragon bones where they're selling like way over there, like mid price, if these were selling for like 50k and we're getting the sort of kills per hour we are now, these could be like a very low-key good task and something definitely to look at doing. But we'll throw the numbers up. Obviously, we had about 20 minutes left on the Euro when we started, so we'll see where we are towards the end of the task and go through all the stats. But for the time being, we're flying through the kills. Nothing's really causing us any problems. And I'll let you know how we get on. So I've just got Sacrif's journal, which is a little bit of completionist content. All the Rune Dragons and the Addy Dragons have like an extra set of journals for you to go after. Link to Dragon King and link to Lore. Got a little symbol because I think it's from one of the quest lines. The welcome hero. The hero's welcome where you get V and then V dies. That's a little symbol of him, so that could be linked to that as well. But yeah, there'll be some completionist stuff with these dragons as well, and all the lore related to like Dragon King and especially the newer high tier Dragon Kings is always pretty cool to see as well. So another big god beam, and that is because we've got another journal. We're actually flying through these journals. I don't know what before. Definitely something to be looking at afterwards. But we do both have the symbol from like the V quest. There's another journal page as well. Oh, and then there's another big beam. We've got another one. So we're collecting the journals. So I think in the meantime, what I'll be doing is having a look at the wiki to see what these journals are actually for. If they're just like Questcape stuff or stuff like that. I did have a fun fact though. During this kill, I did actually get a note in the game to say I'm halfway to completing the Master Questcape. So that's nice. Obviously, stuff like that will help with getting it. But yeah, 74 left, 4 minutes left on the Aura. So we'll probably get to about 60 kills left with the Aura. I'll reset penance and then just get back to the AFK. 139 Addy Dragons killed in the best part of 30 minutes, which isn't too bad. But let's see what they compare in terms of price to the Rune Dragons. So in terms of the alks from the Addy plates or the Addy salvage, it was 1.2 mil, which is bad. Normal drops, nothing really to shout about. I think a lot of it did get out and thrown into the spring cleaner. Other drops though, very meaningless. The bones is what's going to make up the most of it, so that's 6.3 mil per hour. Without the bones, it's going to be 1.2 mil. I do have a feeling that these are going to sell for a lot higher than what they are, so I'm just going to throw one in. Sells for, that is going to sell for 61,000, so that's very much over what it is as well. If I look at the hardened ones, 139 at 61k per hour is going to be 8.4 mil plus the 1.2 mil. You're looking at about 9.6 mil per hour, which is sort of on the level with the Rune Dragons. It's not much like lesser than Rune Dragons, and I'd say they're a lot more chill to kill as well. Definitely ways to like work out what to do. But yeah, Addy Dragons are very much AFK method for making money, and you could be upwards of 20 mil if you're quick enough and if your setup's quick enough as well. Didn't really notice the use of Dragon Bane arrows compared to Jazz. Very much enough to kill them and very much enough to AFK them as well. But very decent money making method and very decent to add into your slay rotations as well. Nice AFK task. I'll definitely be doing those and Rune Dragons for the foreseeable. And build up my stack for Necromancy or sell them on for a bit of cash afterwards. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please leave me a like. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys very soon in the next Moneymaker or Slay video.